There was a girl at the Falk Medical Library, which was run by the administration who created the Federal Emergency Management Agency Constitution for Reagan in 1984, who went by MER, M-E-R, which is like the sea. It should be pointed out that when Obama became president, I received a mailing from Bush on a day that she mysteriously, having been absent from my life for years, showed up. Murr was also accompanied in that job by a man named Erlin, which contracts to Merlin. I used to call him Magic Fingers Erlin because he would do like this. And he worked in the history of medicine department, which he sometimes called witchcraft. Heinz had an offer to give us $1 million nutrition center, which the university turned down. The nutrition center was preventative medicine. When the university turned it down, my father showed up with a loss of appetite. This was synchronized to a girl named Kuharik giving me a painting of a reindeer ready to jump off into the shadows. And another girl who played flute for Carnegie Mellon showing me a musical piece called Syrinx. My father had written a poem saying the fink stinks. And on his obituary, the Green Party of Germany and a name, don't know who, like who done it, appeared with an article promoting parochial values by injecting them on the rear face of his obituary. These are facts. I don't propose to interpret all of these facts. These are facts. They weren't just synchronicities. They were evidence of organized crime. The people who operate surveillance of my computer were the ones responsible. They moved me to Seattle where they watch me like hawks. They have poisoned me in the mouth. They have played a game called Pussy Ball, which is guerrilla sexual warfare. They mock me with images of Putin and arguments from the deranged mind of Putin's British dacoit, Brian Eno. These people recently killed a CEO who was one of them. Why would they kill a CEO who was one of them? Probably to throw people off. When the case got too hot for Gorodish in the film Diva, which is a part of the sinister Lenin machine, he threw a tape implicating the Spanish mobster who was his subordinate because the case had gotten too hot. This is the mentality of Penis J. Gabriel, the former singer for Genesis, and always has been. His work was featured in Diva. He came up with Two Virgins Pussy Ball. He is the one who has Black Panthers and members of the NAACP using coded names like Duval for Duval County of Mar-a-Lago, promoting Trump while claiming to be playing war games, promoting the victims of John Lennon. The deranged idea that I have special value and they don't have to pay me for my work or my injuries comes from the uploading of other people who they have crucified and given deceptive explanations for murder. They need somebody who they can use as a convenient thing to hate, one of their geniuses from Harvard said. So they give the fish wish of the black man to have a white man to chew to death, and this gives logic to their game of rapine. Meanwhile, everyone knows that the black man, Obama, with 5 estates, is the victim. So since we know that I victimized Obama, God knows how, Apparently by crying when my father died, I victimized Obama. God knows how I victimized Aaron Dixon in Seattle. Apparently by going to the soup kitchen, which was prepared for seniors to eat lunch. God knows how I victimized these people. I've lived my whole life below the poverty line as a deaf man. God knows how I victimized Jay Inslee, who can't stand the thought of my having a girlfriend. He's obsessed. He fiendishly fetishizes over a 12-year-old girl who seduced me when I was 12 years old. Forminio's Pizza organized crime, Sicilian banditry in the city of Pittsburgh. In the entire city of Tacoma, entire city of Seattle, who put location markers for their intent to exterminate Gaza, who preposterously supported Yoko Ono and McCartney through the whole thing. They have ram horn bicycle outside my door, like ram horn. Picasso and McCartney, right? They organized this whole thing preposterously as advocacy for their own sadism, their own war game, their own guerrilla war. They made no secret of it. They uploaded a film I call the Telltale Clip, which has the exchange along race lines, the hollow cannon, which is the symbol of their war because they're protesting girls losing it before they get married. And then they have all of the women coming up holding aloft cantaloupes like the head of the little boy. I want to testify, and then Midori Goto gloating on her bicycle. Oh, we got him good. Oh, we got him good. It's preposterous. The whole thing is a fetish system from the governor's office. The whole thing is. It has nothing to do with me. Greg Carl wrote the persona when they were talking about me is subjected, meaning they contract, attack prostitutes, and seduce the drone who they impacted a neuroplasm in. Is subjected to successive degradations of the X motive and then subsumed into a larger structure dominated by its adversaries. And you expect these people to advocate for civil or human rights? Does somebody think that the black man in Seattle in his white wall car is advocating for civil rights by presiding over the Ripper murder of a girl from the Sierra Club who's an innocent bystander? Woo! You'll believe anything. You'll believe that this rich idiot Luigi went out and shot Brian because he cared. You'll believe anything. The stupid, stupid people who pulled this will believe anything. Women have no recourse because they've given themselves over to the idea that abortion is immoral, that they can jilt anybody they want and move on, have no recourse to anything but blaming a boy who they rejected because I was deaf. What does my being white have anything to do with it? None of these people have any case when it comes to my being white. What they have is somebody who is deaf. And as Donald Trump has said, if you're deaf, you might as well be dead. The Nazi America that Paris is now a capital of because of Putin's rule. It's a sinister stupidity that is relentlessly obsessive in the minds of Bill Gates, Robert Fripp, and Dick Seyert's gang at the University of Pittsburgh. They are obsessed with the idea of justifying giving somebody a plague virus because they smoked marijuana at the instigation of Ralph Karsh. They are obsessed with doing this. They get up, they sleep, they do not sleep, they rip apart Gaza. They come raging on their pizza shop bicycles. They come lunatically poisoning you in the mouth and throwing needles into food because they must justify a plague virus in the name of smoking Ralph Karsh's marijuana. They must! They must! They must! Ringo Starkey will put semen in your Joe at Red Elm.